visiting their pen pals at Hillside Elementary School in New Cumberland. However, they were supposed to tour the governor's mansion with Mrs. Casey, but neither the governor nor Mrs. Casey could make it. Instead, representatives of the first couple showed the kids around.
This was planned back in the beginning of May. I made numerous, I can't even tell you how many phone calls I made to Mrs. Casey's office and the governor's office to please at least accept the gifts from these children, and as you can see, it just didn't work out.
Spokesmen for the governor say the meeting was never officially promised. In any event, the kids say the rest of their trip's been a real treat.
I like it a lot. It's pretty. To be friends with other people in the United States, just having plain fun.
The kids from Texas leave for home next week.
Disappointed day when they were not able to meet with Governor Casey.
The governor wouldn't show, and we had a lot of things to give to him.
Like what?
A cowboy hat, a Texas flag, and some notes from our governor and our mayor.
The students did get to see the governor's office and talk to the Secretary of Administration. A spokesman said, however, the governor was tied up in meetings.
From Mrs. Wilson's 5th grade class at Hillside Elementary School, good evening and welcome to tonight's PM Magazine.
Our first story tonight is a question. It poses a question that's been haunting man and taunting man since the beginning of time. I think even the kids in Mrs. Wilson's class would have trouble with this one. Are we alone in the universe? Quite seriously. Well, there's a novelist now who claims to have proof that we're not alone. He says that alien beings do actually exist.
Now, Whitley Strieber has written a number of books like The Wolfen, but his current book, Communion, he claims is a real-life horror story that he personally went through. In his country cabin in upstate New York, he tells us about his personal close encounter with aliens. So many people have claimed to have similar experiences. There's now an abductee support group in New York City.
That sounds like an interesting one, doesn't it? Whitley's already working on a sequel to Communion. In fact, he says he soon hopes to be publishing the letters of fellow abductees. Well, here's a lady who specializes in teaching kids how to write a good letter. This is Nancy Wilson. You've been up to that for about 7 years now.
Yeah.
But your classes here is a little bit different, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What's going on here? Now, they got some pen pals.
We have pen pals coming from Houston, Texas.
How did this start?
It was back in January. I started teaching a language arts lesson on letter writing, friendly letters. And I knew a girl from Houston, Texas. Her parents live here in Camp Hill. And we just started writing. And from there, here we are.
And now we're going to meet some of their special pen pals at the airport, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Well, we're going to join you for that escapade. And when we come back, we're going to meet the kings of the prom.
Well, Nancy Wilson's 5th grade class is hopping on board Big Yellow here, the bus that'll take them to Harrisburg International Airport and to the meeting with their pen pals from Houston.
That's right. You know, it's this time of the year that a lot of high school students are hopping in their cars and heading out to the prom. Now, for most of us, our prom was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
But not for Michael and Marco Pasilico. It was more like once a week for those guys. Right now, as PM Magazine pays its annual tribute to the high school prom, we'll take a look at these kings of the prom from Long Island. Well, Michael and Marco went to so many proms, they eventually just broke down and bought their own tuxes, one in white, gray, and black. They were color-coordinated for any occasion.
They're so prepared.
They are.
When we come back, we're going to meet some folks who make their stars shine. And stay with us, because Doug and I are heading to the airport to meet the Houston pen pals. Welcome back to PM Magazine from the Harrisburg International Airport, where the Houston pen pals will be received by their biggest fan club ever.
An excited one at that.
That's right.
You know, most fan club members show admiration for their favorite star by writing letters or showing up with a performance or maybe asking for an autograph or two.
But at a special fan club in Hollywood, fans are expected to show their admiration with a little bit of elbow grease. With a rag and some soap, they can make their stars shine. Sometimes the polishers get their own moment to shine. Johnny Carson invited his fan to appear on The Tonight Show. It was a big hit. He even gave Johnny some cleaning tips.
Well, I think Johnny ought to invite Rufus Hussey. With
Why?
a name like that, he belongs on there. As Rufus has had a love affair with his slingshot ever since he was a kid. Now at age 67, he's the sharpest shooter with a slingshot around. Well, you know, Rufus actually did make it onto the Carson Show once. In fact, he shot a target right out of Johnny's hand live on TV.
Johnny is so brave.
He is.
Well, you know, the tension is starting to build here at the Harrisburg Airport as we await the arrival of the Houston pen pals. Are you guys excited?
Yeah!
They're excited. When we come back, we'll see these guys meet their pen pals from the Lone Star State. Stay with us.
Well, with do you think, Doug? After 5 months of corresponding, exchanging pictures and letters,
And a day of waiting as patiently as they could, finally the pen pals from Texas did arrive.
Well, it looks to me like those kids have a full week of fun and games ahead of them here in Pennsylvania. Now, this is Flo and Julie, and these are Nancy Wilson's pen pals, both teachers, I assume. Now, I know you've only been off the plane for a couple of minutes, Flo, but what do you think of it so far?
It's even better than weeks back home.
Nancy, is this a dream come true for you?
Certainly is.
Oh, job well done. The kids are so excited, and you are too, aren't you?
Yes, I sure am.